Welcome to the 65th Annual Pole Position Championship, where we have Ayrton from Team Senna versus Elaine from Team Prost. Elaine seems really relaxed ahead of the final race of the season, while Ayrton is carefully examining the track. The race starts with a linear track where the racers can build up speed. Then, they have to transition to the quadratic portion of the track, where they whip around Parabolica's curve. The final leg of the race is the hardest. The cubic portion of the track requires the racers to navigate the tricky S-curve before they race to the checkered flag. To understand the track better, let's look at linear and nonlinear functions. Ayrton's team thinks it'd be a good idea if she has a different strategy for each portion of the race, so they analyze each part separately. The linear portion of the track is shown here. As Ayrton knows, when linear functions are graphed, they always look like a straight line and are in the form f of x equals mx plus b. Remember, m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. If m is positive, the graph of the line increases from left to right. If m is negative, the graph of the line decreases from left to right. So just remember, each one of these lines is also a linear function. The positive slopes generally look like this, and the negative slopes generally look like this. This particular track has the equation f of x equals 4x plus 22. The next part of the track Ayrton needs to analyze is Parabolica's curve. Parabolica? That sounds like parabola. Quadratic functions like the one shown here either open down or open up. The functions are in the form f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. If a is positive, the graph opens upwards, and downwards if a is negative. Notice how the graph of quadratic functions have one bend in the graph. This particular part of the track has the equation g of x equals negative x squared minus 6x minus 3. Notice how a is negative and the graph opens downwards. The last part of the track is cubic curve. Cubic functions have the form f of x equals ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. If a is positive, the graph of the line increases from left to right. If a is negative, the graph of the line decreases from left to right. The graph of cubic functions have two bends in the graph. So quadratic functions have one bend, and cubic functions have two bends. The final curve has the expression h of x equals negative 1.5x cubed plus 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. Let's rejoin the racers at the starting line. And they're off! Well, one of them anyway.